The entire process has been a billion-dollar company bullying a small rural township with limited resources. In 2023, it took DTE, on average in Michigan, to restore our power during a power outage, approximately 12 hours. This is worse than any other state in the country, and we pay some of the highest, if not the highest rates in the whole country. DTE plans to prioritize power to these data centers over citizens. At a Saline Township meeting, I asked the DTE rep who got priority during a power outage. He said, 1, hospitals, fire, and police. 2, senior citizens. He stopped short on number 3. And I said, is data centers, or are data centers number 3? And he refused to reply. It could not be more obvious that they are trying to fast-track this process because they are unable to meet the demands and want to have us citizens pay for the upgrades and line their pockets with money. DTE and Related Digital want this project to be treated as critical infrastructure, like a hospital, school, or a road. Well, it's not critical, and there's no demonstrated need here for a data center.
That ain't right!
It's exploitation dressed up as innovation. This is not just a development proposal. It is, by every meaningful definition, a war on our way of life.
Yeah!
Related Digital is waging war on Saline. DTE is waging war on Michigan. Politicians are waging war on our country. We demand transparency and accountability from our DTE and our politicians. No secret deals! No secret deals! No secret deals! No secret deals!
No secret deals! No secret deals! No secret deals!
Thank you all for coming. I have a few special guests also to speak. The first one is going to be our friend Brian Smigelski from the Sierra Club. Brian?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Brian!
Hey, I'm going to take this out. It is so great to see people gathered here to fight for something that unifies all of us. We've been fighting this data center fight for years now, and we have fought, many environmental battles before this, and this is a unique resistance because it is bringing people together from across the political spectrum, from every age group. We are seeing people get involved because we realize it's not us versus each other, right? These are massive corporations that are funded by private equity, BlackRock, Vanguard, global corporations that want to come into our community and extract. What else could they possibly do, right? What else are they? Why are private equity companies investing trillions of dollars into AI? What are they expecting to get back? They're expecting money, right? They're expecting a profit, right? So what's important about this is that we need to understand that this isn't even about is AI good or bad, right? It is about what does an AI future look like when it's funded by trillion-dollar corporations that expect trillions in dollars of profit off of our communities, off of, automating jobs in the United States, right? That's the future that they will be beholden to. That's the way that shareholder meetings work. These companies are going to legally have to try to do everything they can to turn AI into a parasite, that it consumes as much energy, as much of our tax dollars, as much of our jobs as it possibly can. It doesn't have to be that way, right? We need things to slow down. We need to have this to be a communal, democratic planning process because it affects the future of life on this planet. It affects the capacity of our energy grid to continue providing energy for people who actually live here. Does DTE have a reliable energy grid right now? No, it doesn't. Do they? Then they claim that they don't need to build new generation, that they don't need more infrastructure to power 1.4 gigawatts. over 1 million homes worth of electricity. They're going to just add that, not build anything. That is ridiculous, right? And that's why it's ridiculous. They're asking, after they sued the people of Saline, the township here, after they sued their way in, now they want to get approval for their energy resources without full disclosure of the facts. They have not shown that they will not raise rates. They have not shown that it will not throw us off a sustainable pathway for our energy grid. They have not proven any of these things. And why do they want to rush? Why do they want to rush so bad? This is an important piece of this puzzle. DTE CEO responded to this question. She said, well, you know, these data center companies, they are in a competition against each other to capture market demand. Wait a minute. What? Does that mean that they haven't captured it yet? Does that mean you plan to invest billions of dollars building new infrastructure for a project that doesn't yet have customers, that doesn't yet have demand, that doesn't know if it's ever going to be able to turn a profit? Right? So that's not something that they are legally allowed to do. They are not legally, a publicly regulated utility is not legally allowed to make a market wager when we're the ones that are going to have to be potentially pay for it, and do that behind closed doors. If it could impact all down the line, if it could impact us, they are not allowed to do that, right? And that's why we are here, to say that we know the rules. We know that they are not allowed to do this. And we're not going to just accept this false show of transparency. So we all started standing up months ago, and the MPSC heard us loud and clear. However, they didn't want to lose, they scheduled a public hearing on this Wednesday, at 6:30 p.m. It is important that we show up, but we are not going to show up and play their game. We're not going to show up and just give public comment. We're going to show up and protest the process. Protest the false show of transparency. Show up and tell them that we want a real contested case, that we want a denial of the ex parte, that this is not transparency. This is not transparency. We can sing that refrain when we are there. So what are we doing? I'm going to say a couple things. Next steps. One, there's that hearing, virtual comment session, 6:30 p.m. We all show up, tell them, this is not real transparency. We demand a contested case. Those are the rules. If they don't like it, they can leave. If Oracle doesn't like this, if Related Digital doesn't like this, move on. We are going to plan this in a way that makes sense for all of us, right? So, but before that, to make sure that the media, that the rest of Michigan knows loud and clear that we do not accept the false show of transparency, we are going to DTE headquarters. We're going to show up. There is a parking structure near Beacon Park on Wednesday at 3 p.m. We're going to take these same signs, this same community, with our friends and partners and community in solidarity in Detroit. And we are going to tell DTE directly to their faces that we do not accept the secret deal. I will hopefully see as many of you as possible on 3 p.m. at DTE headquarters in Detroit on Wednesday. Thank you, everybody. Next up, we have Brenda Stumbo, and I will let her introduce herself further. Thank you so much.
My name is Brenda Stumbo, and we too are dealing with a data center with the University of Michigan on the banks of the Huron River. I am the supervisor of Saline Township, 36 years as an elected